Hello, welcome back and welcome to class. Today we're going to explore a few gentle movements, but I'm going to give you some props to help impact those movements. So I hope that you'll feel their intensity more. Sometimes we think of these basic essential level exercises as being just simple, but simplicity doesn't have to mean that it doesn't have a positive impact on your body. It just means that the choreography perhaps is less complex. So when we slow things down and become more mindful about the moves that we're trying to create and the intention that we're looking for from that exercise, the most simplest movement can become very challenging. So I encourage you to explore these exercises always from that mindset that there's not necessarily a need to get more advanced. Sometimes the simplest things are truly the best for the body. So today, let's explore starting on our back with a flex band, coming down to lie supine, slowly as we often do, rolling through the spine. And then bending your knees and bringing your feet hip width apart. Now, using the band today for a prop, and if you don't have a band, you could use a towel, a small towel. You could use even a t-shirt, something that you can just fold up slightly. I don't want it to be too thick, but that you can place underneath your low back so that when we create a small pelvic tilt, you'll be able to feel the contact of your low back onto that fabric. So if I'm in a neutral spine, I'll have a natural bit of curvature underneath my lumbar curve. So there wouldn't be contact with my low back onto this flex band. But as I bring myself into a posterior pelvic tilt, not by squeezing from my bottom, but by shortening my ribs to my hips, bringing that abdominal contraction to roll my pelvis back slightly, I'm going to feel contact with that band. And now I want to maintain that contact. So I'd encourage you to use something that you can feel gently underneath you, but doesn't cause you any discomfort. So once we've created this intentional pelvic tilt, this collecting of the abdominal wall, the collecting of the abdominal muscles, I'm going to maintain it. Then the focus is to slowly lift one leg up, breathing in. And on the exhale, collect your core and lower the foot down. Alternating up and exhaling down without losing contact of the sensation of my low back and core into the strap. So as I move slowly, lifting and lowering one foot at a time, I don't want to rock my pelvis. I want to keep this very, very still. I'm also not pushing on my bottom foot. So the energy is not about bracing from the floor, but containing from the core. And if this feels available and the challenge is comfortable, you can add on lifting one leg, then lifting a second leg, still maintaining contact with the strap. Lowering one foot, lowering the second foot, still maintaining contact. And sometimes the hardest part is the going down, not the lifting up. So the lifting up, we need obviously active energy to contract those muscles to shorten. Now eccentrically, those muscles have to stay collected as they lengthen through the load. So challenging yourself both on the bringing up of the legs, staying really steady, and on the lowering of the legs to not lose the connection, to not lose contact. And so this is a lot of endurance for those deep abdominal muscles. Let's do a couple more. You could have your arms up as I have, or a little more challenge, or you could have your arms down beside you for a little more help. Last time, breathing, inhale, and then breathing, exhale, slowly down and down. From there, let the pelvis roll back to neutral. Relax the belly, Feel how that feels. Tap it out a little bit. Good. So that rolling pelvis, if I just did it as a pelvic tilt, it would be rolling back onto the strap, rolling forward, rolling back onto the strap, rolling forward. Okay, now I'm going to slide the strap out. I'm going to lengthen my band and place it across the front of my leg bone's hip joint. So right where the leg bone meets the pelvis. I'm going to hold the band with long, strong, straight arms just down beside me. Now this time we're going to roll the hips up from the floor, but it's going to go through that pelvic tilt. And the resistance of my arms and the strap is going to require that my glutes have to work harder. So again, a familiar exercise, adding a new element with the strap and with that thoughtfulness around the deep core. Let's take a breath in. Keep those arms pressing back. On the exhale, tip the pelvis as you just did. So think of rolling through the band as if it was behind you, and then press those hips up into the strap. And when you think you're all the way at the top, press your hips up a little more. Take a breath in, and then roll your spine down from the top of the spine. Be sure you roll through the low back, and then all the way back out to neutral. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, tip the pelvis. Think of that gathering low abdomen feeling. Press through the feet, press through the hips. When you get to the top, push your hips up a little more. Breathe in, and then roll from the top of the spine, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra down. Once you're down, take your time to not miss any of those bones. Breathe in. Let's do it again. Exhale, push into the feet. Curl pubic bone towards belly button. Lift up through the spine. Lift up through your hips. Breathe in. Exhale to roll down, one spinal joint at a time. All the way through the low back. That can be the most difficult. Let's do it one last time. Exhale, push into the feet, curl the hips, press into your band, lift those hips a little higher, breathe in, and then rolling back down, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. Try not to miss any as you go. Whew, good job. You can bring the arms up, take a breath in, reach the arms back over the head. Just a nice full stretch through the arm line. Inhale, bring the arms back up and down to your hips. Twice again. Inhale, lift the arms. As you take them overhead, think of the shoulders staying softly down the back and the abdominals still engaged in. So we want to avoid the rib cage popping up or the spine arching. One more time. Inhale, breathe in, reach up, exhale. Core stays connected, arms stretch back. Inhale, arms up to sky, and exhale down to the hips. We're going to roll over and come into a new shape, bringing our band across the back of our body. So placing your strap, and again, if you don't have a band, you could use a scarf, but it won't be quite the same. You want something that stretches here and gives you some feedback into the back body as you breathe and move. So really a band or something that is stretchy is the best. It could be a tubing, something like that. You're going to place it underneath your hands and across the back of your shoulder blades. So once I'm in this position, I can feel now that strap against my back ribs and really the back of the lungs, if you think of it that way. So as I go into my cat stretch, I want to be able to feel the movement into the band. So I'm going to take a breath to begin. On the exhale, curl the pelvis like we did on the floor, rounding up through the low back, mid back, and now pressing away from the floor to really stretch into my upper back, pushing that band upwards. Breathe in. And as I lengthen back out, my tail will move back. I'll start to lengthen the spine forward, but not go into a saggy back body. So feel the band still has some contact. Good. Breathe in. Let's round again. Pubic bone towards the belly button. Round the deep core up. Keep lifting those ribs. Push the mat away. Let those arms press on the band, stretch as the ribs go up higher. Breathe again. Good, then the tail moves back. The deep core stays contained so we don't sag the spine. Lengthen the heart forward. One more time, exhale, round. Curling the low belly up and in. The ribs go up, the arms push, the ribs flex bigger. Deep breath here. And then lengthening out from the bottom of the spine, tail first, out to the crown, all the way, and pause. Good job. You can have a seat, bring the band down, just cross this band in front of you, and we'll just finish with a little bit of breath work here sitting. So you can just make an X with your strap. I'm just going to hold it gently in my hands. A little bit of tension so I feel that around my ribs. And as I breathe in, I want to feel the band stretch. And as I exhale, I want to feel the band almost slacken a little bit. Breathe in. Feel the band and the breath expand. Breathe out. As the ribs soften, so too does the strap. Inhale outward. Really stretching the band. Exhale. One more time. In breath. And exhale. And release. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that slow, mindful practice around the breath, the deep core, and some spinal movements. I can't wait to see you tomorrow as we have 2 more days left of our practice in our monthly madness, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.